The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business. I'm Hongbin Jeong. A singer, a dancer, a songwriter, a man with many iconic hits. That's what our next is known for. And more recently, he's been dubbed the King of TikTok. If you haven't guessed already, I'm talking about Jason Derulo. And he's making his way to Singapore on the 25th of June at the Star Theatre. Renowned for his genre-defying music, chart-topping hits, and viral social media influence, Jason Derulo has become one of pop's most dynamic forces. But what you might not know is while the singer has built a name for himself, he's also been tapping into business mode over the years. He's got dozens of business ventures, one of which is a car washing business. But what makes this the right business for Jason? Well, let's find out, because joining me now is the man himself, singer-songwriter Jason Derulo. Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you so much for joining me.
A pleasure, absolutely.
All
How
right.
you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good.
We're super excited for you to come to Singapore in just a couple of months. Hope you're excited as well.
Yeah, same here. Looking forward to it.
And since we're a business and finance station, we'd like to focus on the business side of the iconic Jason Derulo, which many may not know about here in Singapore. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. Well, Jason, let's start with the business of you, because despite being the famous singer everyone knows and love, you've got another title to your name, which is the King of TikTok. I must say, when I first saw you on my For You page, I said, hold up, is that the Jason Derulo on TikTok? And I mean, you joined TikTok back in 2019 at the start of the pandemic, and your TikTok followers grew into a whopping 47 million followers in a span of just 12 months. I mean, it was rare back then to see an A-list celebrity tapping onto, social media platforms and making content. So I'm curious, Jason, when did you realize that TikTok is the next big platform that you wanted to take part of?
It was right before the pandemic. I saw my nieces and nephews on this app, and I was like, okay, this has to be next, because they were obsessed with it. It was called Musical.ly at the time. So I jumped on, and when the pandemic hit, I was like, this is a perfect, actually, like right before it, started to post on it. But when the pandemic hit, I was like, I'm going to actually figure out social media. Because for the longest time, I didn't know how to social media. My social media just really struggled. And then I was like, I'm going to post 6 times a day until I figure this thing out. And in posting 6 times a day, I started posting all kinds of things, as you can imagine, just trying to figure out what to post. It was a dance app, if you remember, at that point. But I just started posting anything. And yeah, I was able to learn what made people tick. I was able to learn to kind of let my hair down and not, think so much about every single post. And yeah, eventually, it looked up one day, and now I have 65 million followers on the app.
Amazing. I mean, you are the king of TikTok. So what influenced you as well to work with other content creators and create skits and comedy content instead of just, say, talking to the camera or even just promoting new music like many other artists? And how do you make sure that you don't just become a moment but a lasting artist?
So on TikTok, when TikTok first started, it was almost like a really tight-knit community when it first started. I don't know if you were on there at that time, but it was really kind of like a family-oriented vibe.
Right.
And I really wanted to just be a part of the community, So, it didn't matter if somebody had 15 million followers or if they had 100,000 followers. If I was a fan of what they did, I collaborated with them. And I felt like there's just so many amazing people for different reasons across the world. As time progressed, I was able to be introduced to more and more of those people through the app. And yeah, I just invited them to the party, so to speak, and I wanted the world to see them. So I collabed with any and everybody that I was a fan of.
I see. Well, in the past, reportedly, you had a conversation with some TikTok executives to become the #1 man on the platform. We're curious, how did that conversation go about?
Well, that conversation was like, what can I do to continue the path? Because the growth was it was going really well, and I wanted to know like what they felt like was the route. And they said like the best thing that I could be doing is the frequent posting.
I see.
So I kept with that, and they also told me what they felt like could work is to start different series of things, like so that people can look forward to something.
Mhm.
And that's when I started to do Millie Meals, so that people were looking forward to every time that I reached another million followers, I would do this crazy cooking video
Right.
that had like these crazy recipes from things that I found in my kitchen.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's basically how that was born, by just starting to do things that people expected.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I invited them over to the house, and yeah, we just got to talking.
I see. Well, do you see TikTok as a tool for personal creativity, business, or both?
I think TikTok is for everybody, right? I
Mhm.
think social media is for everybody. Whether you have a dental practice, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are a bee lady, whether you work in the sewers, whether you're a garbage man, it really doesn't matter. I
Mm.
think that we're all interested into what somebody's life is like. How often am I scrolling and I stop on someone that I think is amazing in a totally different way, or letting us into a world that we just don't know anything about. There's so many industries that we have
Mhm.
no idea what it entails, right?
Mhm.
And I think we all want to learn, and we all are nosy about other people's lives, right? So I think it's for everybody. I think utilizing it the right way, anybody can become tomorrow's next big hit.
Right. Well, Jason, you're a man of many talents, I must say. Dancing, singing, acting in skits. But many people out there would not be aware that you have more than a dozen different businesses, including venturing into the business of car washes. I mean, there are many celebrities who have divested into different businesses. Many others have put their money into food, drink, and entertainment enterprises. What led you to dive into the business of car washes, which you've previously said was your least sexy business? I mean, what potential did you see in this business opportunity?
It's super cool because I mean it's a real estate play, but it's also money that you are receiving every day. Like every day, people are washing their cars every day. Even during the pandemic, I don't know where anybody was going, but like people were still washing their cars.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that you never really think of, but every time you go to the car wash, it's like a long line of people that are there. A car is like your prized possession. A car is the expression of you when you leave your house.
Mhm.
Not many people come to your house, but everywhere that you're driving, people are seeing what you're driving. So
Mhm.
a lot of people, most people like to keep their car clean. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is the motto of monthly subscription.
Mhm.
Whether you're washing your car 100 times, whether you're washing your car one time a
Mhm.
month, you're still paying that monthly subscription. The great thing about Rocket is you can wash your car anytime you want. Like if you want
Right.
to wash your car every single day, you can wash your car every single day. And there are some people like that, by the
Mhm.
way. So just a model that worked. And a friend of mine introduced me to the business, and I was all in from the start.
Was there a reason why you wanted to, kind of get that subscription based service for your car washes?
Yeah, I mean, subscription-based model is the best model out of any, because when you're trying to sell a company,
Mhm.
right, and you can point to exactly how much money is being made to a T every month, it's really easy to sell something, as opposed to a company like a restaurant where like this month is up and then this month is down and then this month and then you have to kind of average, and the buyer has to like make their best guess
Mhm.
on what they think they can make from this restaurant if they buy it. Subscription model. If the buyer wants to buy an entire company, they know exactly how much money they're gonna make.
Right, right. Well, despite calling it an unsexy business, your car wash business is definitely bringing in sexy bucks. You previously revealed that you earn more money from your car washing business than your music career. What would you attribute your success to?
It's honestly, it's just a great model. I've done so many different businesses in my life, and then
Mhm.
you hit one, you get lucky with one, right?
Mhm.
Like everybody, like all of these rich guys, they come off to be like these geniuses and like super savvy, but 9 times out of 10, they just got lucky one time, right?
Mhm.
So I've had a lot of other businesses that didn't do so well that looked like they would have been the golden goose, right? And all you got to do is be right one time. You have to be right one time. I mean, how many businesses did Elon Musk do before he, hit it big with one?
Right.
So that's what you really got to take a look at. Obviously, there has to be some tenacity. There has to be some sort of built-in revenue so that you can do these kinds of things. But once you reach to a certain level, once you reach to a certain point, it really is just about you being right one time.
Right. But what's more amazing is that apparently you've never even advertised your car washing business. I mean, we see other celebrities promoting and advertising their new business ventures. But why did you decide not to advertise your business, and how did you make your business work without advertising?
I don't know. It doesn't really need any advertisement today. Like, there's no ads about it. The great thing about car washes is that everybody that's driving by sees the car wash sign. It's like you're not really. So if I'm sitting at my house right now and then I'm watching the television and I see an ad come up on my television, I'm not going to necessarily go to Rocket Car Wash. I'm really just going to go to the car wash that's close to about where I live. And it's done great. The difference about the Rockets and every other car wash, though, is that these are super car washes. So there's massive, there's lights, there's crazy signs. The customer service is different. So we put all our bucks in trying to make the customer experience the best experience possible, as opposed to being the company that's going to be advertising everywhere. But that's not to say that, one day that we won't advertise. But even as you can imagine, I mean, car washes are really about the people that are driving by
Right, right.
or that live in the area.
So, what do you think is the most important trait then for a successful entrepreneur or businessman to have, especially with many people, viewing you as a celebrity rather than a businessman?
I would say choosing something that you're willing to put 150% in. A lot of times we try so many different things that we're not able to really give our all to that one thing. It's better to be great at one thing than good at a lot of things. I think choosing something that you love so much that you're obsessed with that you can put all your time and energy into. Start with being successful at one thing, and then you can add more things to your plate. Don't do 5 things and think that one of those things are going to pop. You have to kind of at least have one successful thing under your belt so that you can live. You know what I'm saying? I think being comfortable and being able to pay your bills and not worried about the next meal is really important. So don't shun away from having a job necessarily. I think a lot of influencers are pushing that quit your job and start a business. That's not how life works. You got to have some source of income so that you can have the right mindset when you're trying to, make that $1 million play.
That's some
You got to be
great.
able to eat.
Yeah, that's some great advice there, Jason. Looking ahead, what are your long-term goals as a businessman? Are there any industries or fields you're particularly interested in exploring next?
I'm definitely really interested in films. I'm going to make a huge foray into films starting next year. And I have an album on the horizon. I'm going to be releasing a song in about a month.
Ooh, okay.
That I'm really, really excited about. And an album that's set to come in the fourth quarter called The Last Dance. So really excited about what's happening on the music side. And I'm looking forward to the acting projects as well.
Amazing.
On the business side, just continue to grow things that I have, including volleyball team and Rocket Car Wash. And I have a new product called Get Up, which is energy bites that are packed with caffeine, but not all the nasties that the energy drinks have. So, moving towards a more healthy lifestyle. I'm somebody that definitely I fell in the trap of having those energy drinks every single day, as a gym goer. But the energy bites give the same punch without the poison. And in terms of longevity and living a healthy lifestyle, I wanted to create something that a healthy option. A lot of times as gym goers, we're trying to be the healthiest in the gym, but we end up being the least healthy in the gym because we're, taking all of these pre-workouts and putting things in our body that are not actually healthy. So Get Up Energy Bites is next on the horizon as well.
Amazing. Well, speaking of looking ahead as well, Jason, you will be performing live in Singapore for the first time ever on the 25th of June at the Star Theater. What can we expect? Can we expect some live TikTok action during your show as well?
No, not at all. Expect all the hits. I put a lot of songs out over the years, and it's a long journey of hits. So from 2009 to 2025. But make sure you bring your dancing shoes. It's going to be the biggest show in the world. I have some of the best dancers in the world with me, some of the best musicians in the world with me. So expect the extravaganza.
All right. Seems like you're going to play all of your songs that you've ever made because all of your songs are hits, Jason. Well, also, what are you also looking forward to the most coming here to Singapore?
Definitely the food. Make sure you got your boy a plate ready because I hear the food is unbelievable. So I can't wait to get some of the authentic food from Singapore.
Thank you so much, Jason, for joining me today.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the call.
Thank you. That was singer-songwriter Jason Derulo. And this has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.